I'm Coach Mickey, and I'm so glad that you've joined us today. And if this is your first time joining us, come on in and make yourself comfortable. For those of you that join us on a regular basis, we are so glad that you do. And we look forward to not only seeing you on our Keep On Sharing pages, but also that you reach out to a lot of people that we showcase, and you have collaborated with a lot of businesses. And if you haven't noticed recently, over on the right-hand side of our page, you can attend a lot of networking groups for free. And as you guys know, you can put your businesses, services, and events for free. And today is going to be really fun because with all of you out there that are doing businesses, or you're trying to collaborate with a business, or even looking to start a business, do a business, or even change a business or change your job, I'm excited because today with me, I have got KOS member Lynn Williams. She is an ED candidate, is the executive director of Great Careers Group, which provides online career development and networking for career transitions, job seekers, and career management, employed and self-employed. Lynn writes resumes, linked profiles, linked company pages, LinkedIn company pages, excuse me, and focus on keywords. She is currently working on her doctoral dissertation on LinkedIn. So I am excited to have you. Welcome, Lynn. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, I'm excited to have you because a lot of people that come on to not only our platforms, but I think other platforms such as LinkedIn or any other ones that are looking for a job, you've got you sounds like you've got the plan, the expertise, and the way to help people get through this and navigate to help this transition.
We run about 18 to 25 events a month. Most everything we do is on Zoom. So we have people come from all over the country, and some people come from all over the world to join us.
Oh, wow. That's pretty awesome. So it sounds like you work with an eclectic group of people from all walks of life.
Absolutely. We have speakers that even come visit us from all over the world. And they're subject matter experts who are willing to share their expertise on all kinds of career topics, whether it be on resumes, networking, LinkedIn, personal branding, and topics along those lines.
Okay, so where would someone, like if someone wants to start over, and we'll just start from square one. So someone wants to change their career, or they're looking to do something different, or even start, and I've been to your website and I see all the things that you offer, which is amazing, by the way. If any of you are looking for information or even just a way to enhance your business and listen to these speakers, and as you guys know, the links will all be embedded not only in the podcast, but also they'll be down below for ways for you can reach Lynn. But Lynn, what would you say is the first thing people should do if they just want to start over?
Well, there's a couple different definitions we need to clarify. One thing is called a career pivot. So a career pivot is when somebody wants to stay in the same industry, but change jobs. A reinvention is when somebody wants to do something completely different. So maybe they want to change from a W-2 job to go to entrepreneurship, or go from entrepreneurship to a W-2 job, or change from for-profit to nonprofit, or nonprofit to for-profit, or from, one industry like K-12 and go into the corporate world or something like that. So it's possible. You can totally, completely reinvent yourself. It all is focused on keywords and positioning. So you can change the keywords on your LinkedIn profile. You can reposition yourself to your future forward. You can be whatever you want to be. I have done it for many people, especially military veterans. They can go from the military and they can do something, in their future forward, in whatever that interests them.
I love that word, future forward. I think that's awesome. That really kind of embodies what you're doing. And I love the fact that you're working with veterans. That's even better because that's a huge transition. coming from
Oh,
one,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah,
from
I
that.
work with a lot of veterans. In fact, I volunteer for my local veteran group. It's called DVVC.org, which stands for Delaware Valley Veterans Organization, or Delaware Valley Veterans Consortium. And it's a group that I help do some social media posting for.
Oh, that's great. And so now with these programs that you have, they offer quite a different variety of different steps that people can take and do. Because I look again, I looked at your website, and you've got an abundance of people, like you said, speakers and other people that are out there to help, and all these links. And it seems like you've got, pretty much everything in one area that people can use to be able to help them move forward. Like you said, whether it's making a future forward using your words, or even just trying to embellish what they're working on and what they're doing to be a better business person. So give us a little bit of insight on what someone can do in regards to if they want to better their business.
Yes, we not only cater to job seekers, but we have um, topics that would appeal to somebody who is employed or even self-employed. So I speak also for score.org. So I will post events where I'm speaking for SCORE. This year marks my 11th year on the Speakers Bureau for SCORE.org. And I actually speak for SCORE Silicon Valley, by the way. So we speak on topics on personal branding and how to create images for social media, how to analyze headlines for LinkedIn, emails, blogs, etc. So these are tips that will help solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, and help you build your business. So some people want to have a job and have a side gig, or a small business. Sometimes they want to showcase their business on their LinkedIn profile, and sometimes they want to build their business in stealth mode, and they don't want their employer to know that it's an existing business. So they want to know how to do that by keeping it secretive, so to speak. So there are all kinds of ways to keep it in stealth mode if you wanted to do that. So we've got all kinds of tips that are available for anybody who is a career professional.
Well, that's actually interesting. I didn't think about that for somebody who's working a career, or working a job, a 9 to 5, and then wanting to build and do something else, because sometimes that does become tricky in regards to, your employer not being okay with you doing another side job. So I like the fact, like, stealth mode. It's like being a secret agent in the business world. That is pretty awesome. And now you hit on something that I wanted to go back to. You were saying about the branding and different words and different usage. And I don't think we realize, especially whether we are business owners or creating a business or even doing our business, how important those keywords and elements are when it comes to our business, especially when it comes to social media. I know we're familiar with hashtags, we're familiar with, the @ symbol, to drive people, but there are specific things that you need to do to drive traffic. So give us a little example or something that you would suggest to someone who might want to use that to enhance their business.
Sure. You'd be surprised. LinkedIn is a database, and you can't just take ideas and verbiage and words out of your head without checking to see what's in LinkedIn's database and what's being used. So, for example, there's a difference perhaps between budgets and budgeting, and budget management, project manager, project management, web design, web development, um, graphic design, graphic designer, graphic images. There's all different types of words being used, and different words have different impact on LinkedIn. For example, there is Adobe Creative Suite, and then there's all different kinds of subcategories of the software, Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop, Adobe this, that, and the other thing. So they all have different impacts on LinkedIn, and you need to put all those different subcategories on, but maybe they don't go in the skills section. Maybe they have to go in a different section on LinkedIn so you cover all your bases. But up until a couple months ago, you could only use 50 keywords in the skills section on LinkedIn. And now you can use up to 100 keywords. So that's a benefit and a bonus to folks, that you can now have up to 100 keywords, but you still need to tell your story on LinkedIn, as well as, put the keywords in. You definitely have to optimize your profile. And just note that when you build your profile, you can't have paragraphs on LinkedIn. Who's going to read the paragraphs? Just think about when you have a mobile phone, probably, most people are using their mobile phone to read LinkedIn profiles. According to one research study that I read, it was about 88%. So when you take that content that you put on the desktop and you squish it down for a responsive website and put it on a mobile phone, that whole paragraph is going to be taking up your whole mobile phone screen. Who's going to read that? Nobody. You have to make it skimmable and scannable, and make it mobile readable friendly, right?
Yeah, yeah. And honestly, the attention span is very short, and you've got to have the impactful words that's going to make it stand out, make you different right off the bat. It's no different. You're
Yeah,
you're really marketing yourself is what you're doing. And we, as
you,
we know with
bullet
marketing,
points.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So no, that really is. Now let me ask you, because I know LinkedIn is kind of a marketplace for people that are either looking to hire or looking for a job, or a career, like you said, or their business. So where is the connection with LinkedIn or like Indeed or the other marketplaces that people are using to look for jobs? Is there a large crossover in that where you can find that the two collaborate with each other?
Well, there are aggregators for jobs, and job boards and job platforms. And there are some legitimate and illegitimate uh, job boards that exist. LinkedIn happens to be a legitimate job board platform. And believe it or not, every second, I believe 114 or 140 jobs are applied to every second on LinkedIn. It's super duper crazy. Um, but it is a good platform for people to look for jobs, but they should not use the easy apply button. They need to go to people's websites, but it's a great place for employers to post jobs so that people have awareness that a company is looking for a job. But LinkedIn is not just about job seeking, it is also about client seeking. Um, it's a great place for networking and building relationships. It is a career platform. Over 1 billion people are on LinkedIn.
Okay, so now I do, and I've heard this multiple times, and I'm just trying to see where the benefit is, and again, and how someone, if they're just starting out and using LinkedIn, let's say they start their business, they're doing great, they're just launched. How would one use that LinkedIn to help collaborate and create symbiotic relationships with those other businesses? And I guess my next follow-up question with that is it free? Is this a free platform to be able to do this, where they can actually collaborate with these and build their business?
Absolutely. So you can start and build your own personal profile for free So you're nobody unless you have 30 connections minimum on LinkedIn, but your goal is to get 501 plus minimum connections on LinkedIn, and you should build a LinkedIn company page. So I present all the time how to gain customers on a LinkedIn company page. And if I'm not mistaken, on June 3rd, if you go to score.org / Silicon Valley, I am doing a free workshop on that exact topic. And that is free to set up a LinkedIn company page. So just like you put money in a piggy bank, you have to contribute content to your LinkedIn company page. And you have to create educational content, informational content, so that people will want to follow you. And you have to provide value. And if you do that, you're going to get followers and exposure out there. So it's like a free website. You can't beat it. Now, I know this is super duper crazy, but I don't have a personal website. I only have my nonprofit website because I believe in helping the masses. I mean, people seem to find me for my for-profit business. But I do pay for LinkedIn because I like some of the paid features that I'm able to get, which helps my clients. But I don't have a personal website. So I use the LinkedIn company page for free for my nonprofit website. So I do use, that free feature. It's absolutely wonderful. We have over 4,000 or so followers on the company page.
Okay, so in other words, you can do something where whether it's for profit, nonprofit, you kind of cover all aspects, regardless of what business that there is. So tell me a little bit how you work, because I know you've got a lot of things going on, and you've got incredible resources and great ways to be able to help people. So how can you help someone who maybe has a nonprofit where they could benefit from your services? Is it the same way in regards to like a for-profit business, or is it kind of a different
Absolutely.
aspect? Okay.
No, it's the same thing. So for profit, I write resumes, LinkedIn profiles, and company pages. For the nonprofit, we help people who are job seekers, client seekers, or employed. Anything to do with career education. Now, as a nonprofit, it's whatever your jam is. Like if you're looking for board members, if you're looking for volunteers, if you're having events, etc., you can post all that information and whatever it is that you do on your LinkedIn company page. Your followers, your supporters of your organization can share that information that your organization posts on their company page. They can share that out. People that love your organization can share your information very easily if you post it on your company page. So, or you could say your organization's page, but LinkedIn calls it a company page. So it doesn't matter whether you're for profit or nonprofit. It's easy to create a company page.
Okay, so in other words, so you have your business, you want to look for people. So it sounds like you've got every aspect covered in regards to, building your business, networking your business, looking for a new business, and then also growing, whether it's for profit or nonprofit. So when people come to you and they go to your page, what would you say would be the best thing for them to do, just to seek out the different things that's going to help them in regards to what you have to offer on your page? Or do you have a program that goes here, start here first, start there, where it's kind of a step-by-step type of program that they could actually look at to go that would help them, especially for somebody who's starting out new, who has no idea what they're doing?
Well, um, on LinkedIn, on your personal profile, you can put a link. And I have chose to put a Linktree link. So Linktree is a link of links. And when you build your link of links, you could link people to a lot of different things, all your social media and whatnot. So on my personal LinkedIn page profile, you'll see I have more gobsmacking resources. Well, I make it a little bit different to, make it stand out. So on that link tree, I link people to my link tree for my nonprofit, and then I have all my personal links. So it links, to my speaking events, to my publications, um, to my other volunteer activities that I do. So, take advantage of sharing all the different things you do and the resources that you offer. But you can do that from your LinkedIn profile and you can do it for free.
So, and I do like Linktree. Actually, I've used that. I know a lot of people that use it, and it's a great way to send everybody to everything, whether it's your stores, your all your websites, whether I know a lot of authors, they do speaking engagements plus they have books, so having that, and that's something free too that you can use. You can actually just go to Linktree and they create one and then just put all your information in there, which is kind of nice, to be able to bring it to all different aspects of what you're doing for your business. So now a lot of the business, like I said, where they've been for profit or for whatever, and I guess I'm going to bring that up too. I have a lot of authors that are on Keep on Sharing, but they've also have, worked with me and I know that I've worked with them or been on my podcast. So when you have somebody, like you said, a solopreneur that wants to be able to, let's say, get a speaking engagement or go out there and connect with people, what avenue would you say is the best aspect? That's a little bit different than just posting your information. Or would that go along with the algorithm, like you said, of the keywords that you want to be able to be seen or found when you're making your profile?
Um, I'm not quite sure I understand the question, but as a solopreneur, you know, or anybody, it's not just posting, but you have to have commenting as a strategy on LinkedIn. So, in other words, you have to be commenting and engaging on other people's profiles. That is a really important part of LinkedIn. LinkedIn wants you to be active on the platform. So you can create newsletters, you can create posts, you can create carousels, but you also need to comment on other people's posts and carousels and newsletters, collaborative articles, etc. Um, that's what they want. They want engagement.
Okay, and so I'm going to go back to what what you have to offer in regards to your services. So when someone wants to reach out to you and have you help them with their business, what is usually the first steps that you do to be able to help them?
I always have a Zoom call. I need to talk to the person eyeball to eyeball, no matter where they are. Um, and I need to find out what their needs are. It's a free discovery call. I have to uh, know what they're looking for. And I have a standard proposal that I send after we have a conversation. And if they have any documents to send me, um, a lot of entrepreneurs that I deal with, I have to have their logo. I have to have, verbiage, from their website if they have one. Um, some people want to just build a company page. And if they do, do they have a designer already? Do they have their hex colors of their logo? Um, if it's a job seeker, give me their last or latest copy of their resume, and what do they want to be when they grow up. They have to have a goal, and I have a process. It's a journey. To me, it's kind of icky um, to hear that somebody might talk to you for a half an hour or give you 10 questions to answer, and they take a resume and turn it around and jam another resume down your throat. Mine is a journey and a process. I work with people on Zoom. It's a collaborative process. And I give people homework. We meet several times on Zoom, and you see transformation right before your eyes. So I like working with people collaboratively. It's a hands-on process. And if you don't have a budget to have one-on-one coaching, we have lots of group workshops where you can learn tips and tricks and try and do things on your own. So there's something for everyone.
So the workshops and stuff, what are some of these that people can attend? And like I said, I was at your website,
Sure.
and go ahead and tell people what your website are and how they can find you while we got you now.
Sure. So it's greatcareers.org is the nonprofit. And we do an awful lot for free because we are a 501c3 nonprofit. And we can't do everything for free, unfortunately, but we do have a lot for free. Otherwise, it's a whopping $10 a month, or if you are an annual member, it winds up being $5 a month. And if you think about it, if we run 18 to 25 events a month, if we did an average of 20 events a month, that winds up being about 25 cents an event. So it's just a little bit of a stipend to help us keep on running our business, because we do have expenses. And we do all kinds of events, like, as I said, resumes, personal branding, LinkedIn topics, um, tell me about yourself, the hidden job market, all kinds of things with regards to job search. And for entrepreneurs, we've got entrepreneurial type topics. So, come check out what we do. It's all on our events page. If you look at the very bottom of the events page, there's a list view of event. And of course, absolutely check out Great Careers Groups on keeponsharing.com.
Oh, thank you. Well, I love what you're doing. I think you've got an incredible way of helping people through many facets, like you said, whether it's for profit, nonprofit, and especially with the transition, like you said, in regards to the veterans, because coming out of coming out of that lifestyle and the jobs that they've had to do, and now coming into the workforce, especially business, that is a whole mindset change, and being, having to do that, and also knowing to know where to go and how to go, and what steps to take to be able to do it. Uh, this is great. I love, I mean, I'm going to give you the last few minutes here to wrap this up, but is there anything else you want to share that we haven't had an opportunity to discuss?
Sure. Please feel free to reach out and connect with me on LinkedIn. It's LinkedIn, and it's Lynn, Lynne dash Williams. Of course, it's Lynn with an E because I'm all about E for education. And on my profile, you will see that I have a LinkedIn newsletter called Career News Today. I put that out every week, so please feel free to subscribe to that. It's free. And I usually put out lots and lots of LinkedIn tips. So you will find out, great advice, whether you are a job seeker or a client seeker or a veteran, or a employed person. Some weeks it may pertain to you, and some weeks it may not. So, just ignore it if it doesn't pertain to you that particular week. But I do put out some great tips about LinkedIn every single week.
Okay. And again, I want you to let everybody know where I know they can reach you there. And then also the information and your website will be embedded into the podcast. So you can go ahead and click straight into there. And it has been so much fun. Thank you, Lynn, for being with us. I love what you're doing and what you have to offer. And I think any business, like you said, whether you're a big business or a solopreneur, we can always benefit, especially when it comes to building our businesses. And I love the fact that you've kind of collaborated and put it all in one spot where everybody can reach out to you and get those tools to be able to help them. So thank you so much for being with us today. I appreciate you. And I'm looking forward to going on to your website also, because I love some of the topics that you have and what you have to share. And even myself, I've had an opportunity to benefit from some of the events that you have coming up in your speakers. So, all right, please reach out to Lynn. Again, all her information will be embedded in the podcast. And until then, I look forward to seeing all of you again. Keep thriving, keep striving, and we'll see you.
Thanks so much.
This episode was brought to you by KeepOnSharing.com. They're calling themselves the first truly ethical social network. They'll share back 50% of their revenue with their users, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's free to register, and they never sell your information. You can list your products, events, and content for free. Adult content accounts, be gone. They're fun, positive, and encouraging sites supporting local business. In a day and age where social media sites, even well-established ones, are being brought to light left and right for their questionable and sometimes downright archaic business practices, KeepOnSharing.com is a well-needed breath of fresh air. While you can share personal content, news articles, or just about anything for fun and profit, the marketplace allows practically anyone to sell anything at any time from anywhere. But on this site, you are the boss. I cannot express how amazing it is that KeepOnSharing.com shares 50% of all revenue back with the users, on top of having a truly transparent, supportive, and clean business model. Check them out. I'm signing up. Will you? Go ahead and meet me on there. Just go to KeepOnSharing.com. A link will be provided in this episode's description.